Okay, holy crap. I started basically almost on time. Might have been 1 or 2 minutes late. What's up? Or I should say, excuse me, while I clear my throat. What it is. Okay, this is the first episode. Forget all the other stuff. This is the new podcast. And I don't even like. Sometimes I think I know exactly what I'm going to do next. But today, well, I got a new handler. So everything should be smooth sailing. Should totally be smooth sailing from here on out. But boy, I screwed up a lot of things before this part. But here we are. The new show, The Road Less Traveled. So I get information. I like to learn things. My favorite thing to do is learn new things. Sometimes I run experiments. This experiment, hold on, let me go live on Rockfin. Okay, cool. This experiment is the weirdest. Nobody's tried this one before. So I learned from other people. The road less traveled. I made the art. It's different on different platforms. Oh, I might be live on freaking Twitter. Holy crap. I need sound effects or something. JJ Hempcrete Beer says audio is epic. Hey, you know what's weird? JJ, thank you. I'll have to tell you guys at least a couple things. But okay. Welcome to the show. I'm Nathan Stoltman. This is the Lift the Veil show. I'll play the intro when I feel like it. It seems like it was a long way to get here. Cool. People are saying nice things about the sound. People are saying epic. Okay, good. Wow, that's amazing considering all my behavior before this moment. But I have basically what can I say? Welcome. I get information a couple different ways. But what I like to do is learn new things. So I'm trying to present the show. I decided myself to try to present it in an academic way, even though sometimes I say things that might make people think I'm psychic, especially if I'm talking to people one-on-one. I want to just talk to you about like the math and science and like reasons and purpose, or that are, I think, verifiable and real, and while recognizing at the same time that people don't understand like things. And I have some things to say about people, you people out there in the world. I'm not even trying to be popular. I realize why now. This show might be deleted from YouTube. I have to lay out the plan. The shows are meant, and this is almost rude of me, like demanding almost. The shows, I believe, are meant to be listened to all the way through, which I believe is actually easiest for me, at least on the podcast. However, wow. Cool that people are here. 30 people? Cool. All right. That's a good start. Hey, JJ. Hey, Quantum Epic. First of all, you guys help me in the chat, whether you know it or not. I need to express myself, but I'm also learning how to express myself appropriately. And hopefully there won't be any more. Yeah, you might even know what happened before this. So I've already said things about it. And maybe I should just take questions. The episodes. Okay. I have to think things through as they happen. That's why I do a live show. Somebody during this process wanted to collaborate with me on pre-written stuff, but actually doing things live is important to me. Unscripted, and more with other people's input, more interviews if possible. Some things I could use help with because I don't have any time anymore. I like working with other people, kind of one-on-one. Trying to please everybody at the same time, not gonna ever work for anybody ever. Okay, so I'll lay down the law, which is just a fact. It has nothing to do with morality. You can't please all the people all the time. So, and I have unresolved anger. Okay, before I get to the anger, apologies. I believe people don't do enough. But I like to apologize because I believe actually it helps. I believe in redemption for Christ's sake, as they say. I believe in redemption. I believe like that's like something about America that's great. Even for people like Donald Trump, like he's had to try to redeem himself, and people always seem to give him second chances. When he says something that's retarded, okay, I need to take that word back. I want to redefine the English language so that when I use words, they aren't taken as violence, because I'm anti-violence, but I'm pro free speech. I'm pro free speech. Okay, that's a good topic. I'm pro free speech. That'll help with my advertising. This is about free speech. All of our t-shirts are about free speech. The platforms that I'm going to be promoting are pro free speech, and F you, YouTube. I mean, fuck off. Like, stop bothering me. I never, ever broke your stupid rules. Ever. And then you still give me a strike and then don't explain it to me, even though I like love bombed you and try to be nice. I'm done with that. Trying to be nice stuff. But at the same time, I made mistakes. We all do, I think. I'm pretty sure. Jesus. And actually, like maybe this one Buddhist kid are the only people I've ever found throughout my research who didn't have like sin, as far as I could tell. Sometimes they seemed mean. Jesus flipped over the freaking tables. In another portion of the book, like I haven't focused on with you guys yet, but there's one part where he says stuff that's really nice and kind of like Buddhist, but I can't talk about that too much because it brings out actually like bad vibrations. And actually, like, I'm the one who needs to look out for me. And then maybe that'll work for you, maybe not. Actually, I don't care to some extent. I actually spent too much energy. And I think people have tried to tell me, you guys tried to tell me, caring about what other people perceive, because it's super important. But actually, it drains like my energy. And actually, I need to express myself. So the platforms that allow me to express myself. Okay, we'll go there. Thank you for joining us. Let's see if I'm streaming on Twitter. Doesn't say there's a problem. Travis MC, retarded. Retarded. Let's talk about that word. I'm not being hateful. Speech is not violence. Retards out there. Speech is not violence. I'm not saying anything bad like about slow people. Look at like what words mean, for God's sake. Really, for his sake. Or whatever deity you prefer. I'm not trying to be like force any ideas or beliefs upon you. But think about words. If we could, I feel like they're like the project I'd really, really like to do next is to properly define the English language, maybe forever, so that words stop changing meaning all the time. Because actually, that's a problem I have, like with YouTube's rules. It's like the rules change retroactively. And I have a theory about quantum physics and retrocausality that I also call non-duality. And also, I understand the Mandela effect, I think, now a lot better than before, and why some people experience it, which is all I've ever said is people experience it. I experience it. There are things that I think, like I remember different. That's all. There's totally evidence out there for certain things that it seems like we're different. Like, I don't know, Ed McMahon and the sometimes the AI. I wonder if I should go into that. The time traveling AI. Do you want to know about that? You decide. I'll bring up a few different topics that just come to mind. This is episode number 1. I happen to be most interested in number theory. But if I talk about it too much, people actually like want to put me in the hospital. Genuinely. But it turns out, actually, I don't mind it there at all. Like originally it was my worst fear, being like controlled and locked down and like not able to, but actually they listen to me eventually. Some people never listen. They're just like, oh no, we want, So I have a problem with people. I understand a lot of things. I could talk about a million things, but I learned from you. I at one point said I would take questions rather than speak myself anymore, ever, since I don't know what people are interested in. I know what I'm interested in. The show up until the episode called Welcome to the Future, which exists in a couple places. Hard to find. Not even on the podcast. Was maybe just for me. I'm not sure. I learned a lot from listening to it. But when I started going over history, and that's like what I've been trying to do, I believe it's important to the timeline. It's important to straighten it out so that we have like at least some of us have a common understanding of how we got to this moment right here. People tell me different things. People love to give me feedback. People love telling other people what to do, by the way. And me too, I guess, sometimes. I'm working on it. Working on myself. It's all I can change. You, like, I can't do anything with you. I explained what I did. I explained all of it. But if people don't understand, not my problem. The road less traveled. Pearls before swine. There's a reason some information is hard to find. There's like a reason for it. I have different theories about it. A lot of them have to do with quantum physics. A lot of them have to do with the Bible. But I'm just a scientist trying out different stuff. So let's see what we're trying out today. Good. Okay. A Hoosier. I'll get to the comments. Let me just talk about a few things on my mind. I could talk forever about all of the things I've learned over the last might have started 420. I don't even know exactly when it started, this particular thing. But actually, okay, it starts today. Number one. Number one. Jesus is number one in my number theory. But I have to take it very easy. He's other numbers too, which I talk about in, there's a chat offshoot of the Telegram, the main Telegram chat, where people discuss the stuff like maybe I'm interested in. I'm interested in Babylonian mathematics, base 60 mathematics. If you want to know more about it, you can consult with me one-on-one, which I'll suggest a donation for. But I realized this morning that I'm going to be really, really busy, because what I get the most for myself out of is like speaking with people, mostly one-on-one. The road less traveled. We're doing something that's so stupid, starting with this show. We're intentionally trying to limit our audience. A lot of the things I did before this, I believe, were actually to like make people think I'm crazy, so that they don't take anything I say too seriously, because I'm worried actually that it's so simple, basic, like some of it, that in the wrong hands, that it's actually, I'll take questions. Number one, this is the first show, so I'll try to talk about the number of each show, at least for, I don't know, maybe the first 60. There are 3 digits, which means that we plan to do the show up to a bunch. I've already done probably 1,000 at least. I don't know, man. No, 1,000's ridiculously low. At least 300 shows a year since 2006, the beginning of 2016. I believe I've said the same thing over and over and over again since 2009. I found my blog 14 years ago. I've shown everybody how to look up that stuff. I'm trying to figure out my timeline. I'm getting better at it. I believe if you look at it the right way, you'll realize like stuff you thought you fucked up. And it's true, you have free will, some kind of. But if you look at it the right way, history, like your history, and then sometimes the numbers help. But you can just think about it intellectually. Just think about the things you think you totally fucked up. And then think about maybe how those fuck ups, if they hadn't happened, like this moment wouldn't be a thing at all. So actually, like if you're here right now, this moment right now, and you think you're on the right path, well, then you actually never made any mistakes. It was all for a reason. Buddhism talks about it. They say life is suffering. Existentialism talks about it. John Paul Sartre didn't even believe in God. Me, I have my thing, which I'm not even going to get into. In fact, I started by saying, if people followed like what he said, he kind of said like, don't even tell anybody, because kind of. Now I understand why. Bob Coulon, okay. I'm about to take comments. It's been almost 20 minutes. 20 minutes, that's a cycle. The Mayans used base 20 mathematics. They had some pretty advanced thinking. I'll tell you, I think it's just because it's divisible by 4. That's it. Okay. So that's a clue. 4. Everything can be divided into 4 parts. Like people like to do that. If you think about it, the year, the seasons, 4 parts. Let's see, at a 3-hour show, 30 is an interesting number. A 3-hour show. Well, a 3-hour show is 60, 120, 180 minutes. That's definitely divisible by 4. But yeah, I'm good at math. I actually have to think about it. 180 divided by 4. Well, divided by 2 is 90 divided by 4, 45. So this show, if you wanted to break it down, might be 4 45-minute quarters. That's the nice thing about time. It's super divisible. I'll just let you think about it. I realized when I start talking about numbers, people go like, they start like looking around. They don't even know what's happening most of the time. So if you want to talk about that with me, we can do that one-on-one. I'll set up consulting to talk about that. That's what I'm interested in. What I'm interested in, that's for me. I need to talk about what you're interested in. So we'll run an ad and then we'll take questions. I'm on it. Am I live right now? Well, let's see. It says sending data. No, I don't think it's working. It says sending data. I'm live on DLive, YouTube, and Rockfin. Okay. I'll run the intro. I'll run an ad for our t-shirts. I'm wearing one, which supports another show, which is consistent with all my practice. And then we'll take questions. Okay, I've said enough. Number one of the numbers associated with Jesus Christ, I believe. Number 1. He's like basic. He's like, oh, just like the best. That's what he thinks, I guess. That's my concept of it. He's just like, oh, just like the best. So you see that. 1. This is 1. Oh, wow. Somebody brought up something? Okay, cool. I'm going to feel better about expressing myself the way I want. I think, hopefully. And not letting you guys bother me. Because it's like, it's other people that bother me. Okay. Hopefully this is going well. Who knows? I might do a totally different show tomorrow. Tomorrow might be some new plan. I wasn't going to be on camera. Now I'm on camera. Actually, it's running smoothly for once. My technology, it's working. People say it sounds good. Okay, cool. Okay, cue musical intro. Boy, that's brilliant. I do think some things in the world are real. Like you guys. You guys are real. Most of you. Most of my listeners, I think, are not just in my head. I think I have the metrics to prove it. You've taken a leap of faith today. What is that sound? And I apologize if you take offense. I'm a little offended myself. Welcome to our show. Welcome to the future. What it is, joining you live from sunny California. It's a beautiful day today. I'm your host, Nathan Stoltman. And I bring you the news, the real news. I already pulled up a bunch of questions I want to answer. I want to talk about Owen Benjamin and the IQ challenge. I'd love to talk about that. Kat said the people that think I'm crazy bother me too. And not me asked a really interesting question. We'll have to cover on the next episode, on episode number 2, which hopefully will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. Okay. I'm wearing a t-shirt for our clothing company, Truth Revolution Clothing. And this, like, we actually tried to do what Teespring does. But it's harder for us because we actually have to get the shirts printed in advance and stock them and stuff. But Last American Vagabond, he's cool. I started this journey trying to help other people because I realized it just works better. That's all. But in the end, I was like, oh, okay, actually, other people can be a problem. Almost like they can't help it. So actually, higher power. I picked one, but it's up to you. I don't even know if I picked correctly. Like, I think he gets me. And I'll answer questions about it if people want to. Truth Revolution Clothing, truthclothing.io. Truthclothing.io. I showed an ad for it yesterday. Let's see if I have the website up. Okay, here it is. My wife, who I would like to be my wife until we die, just like I committed to in front of God. Yeah, I apologized. I did that before, so I don't want to get into it a whole bunch. I screwed up a bunch of things. The only person you can change is yourself. Okay, remember that. Okay. She is a fashion designer. I'll tell you the purpose of our shirt company. I care about free speech. Actually, I think both of us. But this is my show, so I care about free speech. The reason I care about it is like I need to express myself to feel better. And actually just trying to please people all the time means I can't even express myself the way I want. And then that can result in like problematic behavior. So we believe in free speech. You'll find most of our t-shirts are inspired by free speech. The Last American Vagabond is like super banned. He's on Rockfin. We'll talk about that next. The platforms I would like you to support, which will support me and my family and sue me and stuff. But also we want the platforms that support free speech, which isn't YouTube for sure. For sure. I tried it. I was like, okay, I'm going to try to follow the stupid rules. Like really good. And they still give me a strike for not something I don't understand. Truthclothing.io, we sponsor the Last American Vagabond. He's been banned from tons of stuff. He's super controversial. He has always been supportive of the show. We have a great relationship with him. He gets paid every time we sell a Question Everything t-shirt, which I thought of the idea for the t-shirt because I heard the Last American Vagabond, Brian Christian, shout out, on Rockfin, mostly. I believe that's probably where he makes most of his income because it's the most supportive platform for creators. We'll get there. If you buy one of these shirts, I don't even have to show you stuff. You buy one of these, he gets at least $5 or something, but more than that every time. We try to cover our expenses and stuff. The t-shirt business is kind of tough though. But when you wear it, people have copied this design. I thought of the words. Katie made the design. Since then, like people try to copy it. It's been one of our best selling shirts. Every time it happens, we support somebody who supports us. Cool, right? Like that's cool. That's like good karma. I had like a message today that gifts are multiplied. I learned a million things. Question Everything. Yeah, give it as a gift. Even better. Give things as gifts. It should be multiplied back to you. Every time I tune into a live stream, I give them like $5 if I'm interested. I don't tune into that much stuff. If I tune in and I like it or something, or it's people I like and want to support, I'll do like $5 and say, you're cool, or one love. You know what's cool about YouTube? Okay, so truthclothing.io. Let's do that. Truthclothing.io. All right, and I'll pin that tweet for now. That's what we're going to start with. No, this isn't made for kids. And I didn't even like list it right. All the ways you can support the show are in the chat. I accept support. If I, okay, truthclothing.io, buy a t-shirt. There's all kinds of cool shirts. I have a theory about the butterfly theory, which is that actually if one person understands what I'm talking about, then that's enough. So we're focusing on the people who understand what we're talking about. We're actually trying to use psychology to make you want to understand more and make you like the show more. So, you can go to truthclothing.io. That's cool. That supports, like, my wife, who's a brilliant fashion designer, came up with most of the designs. It makes me feel good when I'm out wearing one of these shirts and I forget about it. First of all, it like has the energy of my wife, which is cool. Gifts like that, when someone gives a gift and you use it and you enjoy it, that like carries the energy of the person who gave it to you. So yeah, like I said, our shirts make great gifts. Okay. Butterfly theory. One person, pearls before swine. Okay. I'm just going to have to start taking questions because I've already talked too much. The plan, 11 to 2. Tune in for it. You need to participate. I only have 56 people tuned in. People have no idea what's going on. That's cool. I know what's happening. I see some people know what's happening. Earth Pond, I'll take your comment right now. Cash App is one way you can donate, and you can donate Bitcoin that way. I got a Bitcoin donation. I was like super stoked. Makes me feel good. I can't ask exactly, but I can accept. And I talked to this guy who was Muslim yesterday, who was like, "You're Muslim." I explained to him like what I thought about the resurrection and stuff. He was like, "Oh no, dude, you're Muslim." I was like, "Really?" I thought I was following what they said Jesus Christ said. So I'm trying to learn from him. He was like, no, it's cool to make money as long as you give gifts, as long as you like support other things. I was like, okay, that's cool. I get that. I do support other things. Earthpond said, Cash App. It's so easy. I'm banned from PayPal and Venmo. Both my wife and I are banned from PayPal and Venmo for something I said that somebody complained about. I think I'm like the most inclusive podcast of all time because I love everybody, not equally, but even when I criticize people, I love them. Earth Pond, okay. You sent cash ups to me and Jaron for a show. Still haven't delivered yet. I wrote down today when I was having a conversation with my new handler, Jaron and Nathan, alt history. So Earth Pond, if you can help me deliver that message to Jaron, I'll tell him. We were talking about it. People love it when we do a show together. I love that guy. We connect. We get each other, I think. So yes, I would like to do a show called Alt History, considering I just committed minutes before the show to do this Monday through Friday. Maybe we could do it on Sunday, because I believe Saturday actually is the Sabbath. So I believe that's the day that we're supposed to rest originally. There are Christian sects that believe that. I think Seventh-day Adventists believe that. The other ones, maybe even Christian Scientists. The other ones, Jehovah's Witnesses. I think a lot of them do Saturday. They change it to Sunday to satisfy the pagans and sun worship and so forth. And a lot of like, just be honest. Like, Jesus represents the sun in a lot of ways. He dies for 3 days, comes back 25th. That's what the sun supposedly does. 22, December 22, the sun sits, it's like lowest, sits there apparently, even though it does kind of change, but people say sits there for 3 days. The 25th, it starts to rise again. It's reborn. People actually say a lot that Jesus was born on 9/11, which I could talk about though with other people. A lot of people say that might be true. Totally might be. 9/11 is a serious date, but we're not getting into that. Earth Pond, thank you for your feedback. Yeah, we did a show called Alt History, and it came up today when I was talking about stuff. So yeah, I'd like to do that. Okay. Cash App, $LTV411, super easy. Great way to get donations, and it's not hard. I get frustrated with people because they're so lazy and stupid sometimes, and like apologies, but you can go to other platforms, you can use other networks. You're like, how do I send you money? Like, you don't have PayPal. Well, send me cryptocurrency. How hard is that? You can send that through, like Cash App doesn't work overseas either. But cryptocurrency, that's international. If you want to love me in my preferred way, send me a privacy coin like Monero. But I can take anything. I can take Monero, Pirate Chain, or Epic Cash. I have I believe I'm about to sell an order overseas for Pirate Chain, privacy coin. That's cash. That's real cash. Better than the dollars. But like literally better than cash. Better than cash. Yeah, it actually superior in a lot of ways to gold and silver, which are also awesome, is privacy coins. I want them because I'll think they'll get banned, probably. They're already super hard to get, but not so hard you can't get them. Like Monero is kind of easy if you know what you're doing for now. I want to get them because when they ban them, I think the price will go up. That's what I think. When they banned gold the first time, the price went up. Things getting banned isn't bad because they're not banned everywhere. So I believe in Bitcoin and stuff. If they ban it, let's see what happens. How's it doing today? Let's see. Not so great, down to like 26.3. So we'll see. It's a long-term investment. There's all kinds of like economic turmoil and collapse. Okay. The shows might be deleted from YouTube. I'm going to take calls after this. Okay, cool. I said the show can be divided into 4 segments. So the first 45 minutes I'll talk. So I only have 8 minutes left. There's 70 people tuned in. Perfect. That's good. Maybe we'll get more as people. I chose a random title. The platforms we want to focus on that actually I need your support for a few reasons. I'm intentionally limiting the reach of the show right this moment. The title isn't clickbait. F the algorithm. That's what I thought. That's what I think you're supposed to do. Forget about the algorithm. Do what you think is right. So the road less traveled. Yeah, that describes what I'm on. And actually, that poem is really moving to me. I believe it's Robert Frost. I might even know it by memory. As a matter of fact, one of the first videos I ever made, because I used to be a voiceover actor, I mean, I'd done work for that, was Birches by Robert Frost. Birches by Robert Frost, which was a really meaningful poem to me. So the road less traveled, also meaningful. Yeah, I'm doing something that's ridiculous. It's stupid. Intentionally limiting the scope of the audience because don't cast pearls before swine because they don't appreciate it. Look it up. So you want to subscribe after the show's over, we'll do about 3 hours. However that happens. Maybe. That's the plan. I could easily talk just by myself for 3 hours based on the things I've learned. But I'm going to ask you to join. The show will be locked down on Rockfin after the free podcast goes out because that's the easiest way to consume the show. Not every show will even go out as a free podcast. Like the one about the resurrection, I didn't like the response from that. It was great for me personally, but the psychic response was like horrible for me personally. The show, I felt amazing. It was a show I always wanted to do. I did it May 22nd, the day before yesterday. It was my favorite show ever. I always wanted to do it, but almost wasn't worth it. So I didn't even post the podcast. It's available on Rockfin. You have to pay for it. That is good for multiple reasons. So Rockfin, there's a premium subscription option. Like I said, these shows on YouTube may or may not be deleted. Maybe I'll stop halfway. Actually, that's what I'll do. Once I start taking guests, And we have hardly anybody people tuning in. This is probably like a complete failure of an idea, but we'll see. When we go to questions, I want you to feel comfortable saying what you want to say and joining in a way that the sound is great. I can connect with you. I'm going to be on camera. You don't have to be on camera. And you don't have to worry about like too many people giving you a hard time if you have controversial opinions. That's what I don't like. I have super controversial opinions. I don't like people giving me a hard time. It's annoying. It annoys me. So I think it's $15. I'm trying to make the Rockfin platform better. I believe they're the one that supports what I do the best and other people the best. It's not the most viewers, it doesn't say, but the numbers on Rumble are fake anyway, as far as I can tell. That's conjecture based on my research. Rumble's too annoying. It sucks for a million reasons. It's just annoying actually to use. For someone like me who gets annoyed easily, I want something that's easy. So Rockfin, become a premium subscriber. You get access to every premium channel. If you subscribe on my channel, rockfin.com/lifttheveil, which is where I'll direct people when this stream ends, maybe shortly on YouTube. And then we'll leave it up. And I won't even read the comments because like I hate them. The nice thing about YouTube is the chat. And Rockfin needs to work on their chat. I'm working on it. There's another platform, dlive.tv, where the show's free, but super hard to find. And the platform isn't cool in a million ways. But the chat's nice there, and I know people are there, and that's the way it goes. We're trying to direct people to Rockfin. That's my preferred form of donation because it turns into cryptocurrency automatically. 0 so far. After the show's over, I might decide, new plan. But today, Rockfin, become a subscriber. Show them that you support their platform because I believe they support me. Actually, they have supported me. I've never been censored. And that's where I make the most revenue or close to it. Besides that, and buymeacoffee.com. I'll get that last. So subscribe if you want to watch the video version of the show on the preferred platform. On Rockfin, even without a subscription, you can play the show with the screen locked. That's what people like about Rumble. So, and that's why I have YouTube Premium. But that's free. Rockfin.com/lifttheveil. You'll see a bunch of content is locked because I want to support the platform. I'm not trying to be famous. And Pearls Before Swine, look it up. Some information isn't meant for everybody, especially that show I did 2 days ago. So I didn't even post the podcast. If you want to see it, it's actually available free somewhere, but super hard to find. The harder you have to work to find the thing you want to see, or if you pay for it, you'll appreciate it more. You'll like it better. That's a revolutionary thought and like a revolutionary sales technique that I used without really thinking about it. People appreciate things more and like the things better if they're financially supporting them. I want to financially support Rockfin because they don't have the kind of venture capital money that Rumble does, that they're just throwing down the drain on talent that's going to leave once their contracts are up. I've already gone over that extensively. Rumble, I shorted the stock. I'm losing. It looks like I'm going to lose money on the position's probably going to go to 0. Who knows? Eventually, though, it's not going to work, in my opinion. It's too annoying for me to use anyway. I tried setting up a live stream yesterday. I got an error and just said, screw it. I hate it anyway, so no big deal. Rockfin, pay subscription, gives you access to everything. If you have a paid subscription, I get the bulk of it at first, but like as you become a member, like as you watch videos, the money you're paying for the platform theoretically goes to the content creator, which turns it into a cryptocurrency, which is cool. Substack. That's where the free podcast will go out, but it'll also go out over all podcast networks if it's a totally free podcast. Not every show is going to get posted as a podcast, like the show from 2 days ago, because I don't need the psychic attacks. I have the episode ready to load, though. So, well, I said it would be, it was important to me. I'll still post it. You decide is what I'll say. With cover art, let me do that. I'm going to post that podcast now. The biggest cover up in human history is what I ended up calling it. This is what I'll use as my cover art. Copy image. I just wrote 2 words. You decide. What if Jesus survived the crucifixion? You decide. Don't bother me with like what you believe. It's just a conjecture. I'll take your calls where you can ask me about stuff. Okay, continue. Substack really does support people. A lot of people make a living on Substack. I'm going to be posting content. Some of it will be behind the paywall on Substack. I think there's already content behind the paywall on Substack. I think this one SH interview, I did a deep dive research. It's on Rockfin too. If you want to know about SH, because some people were asking about it, I did a deep dive, like exclusively on Rockfin, I'm pretty sure. And one episode, I was so concerned, like I didn't need the attacks, that I just locked it down to limit distribution. I think I did that on Substack too. So some content, some of the AI audiobooks I'm going to post will be locked behind a paywall because they say don't cast pearls before swine. In other words, like most people can't handle the information. And actually, there's information I'm going to post that's kind of dangerous in the wrong hands. But on the other hand, in the wrong hands, they won't know how to use it correctly. If they use it the wrong way, it'll cause suffering for them and their family. You have to realize that. I know a numerical code that runs the timeline, I think, based on Babylonian math. They invented time. Time doesn't exist. I'm not even real. You're not real either. We're figments of each other's imagination. This isn't happening right now. Okay. Subscribe to Substack. They do support people. I think it's like $6 a month. Buymeacoffee.com, super easy. Buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. So I'll spend the last at least 15 minutes of the show. I'll try to devote to covering people who give donations and comments. And now I've said everything I need to say for YouTube. We only have 64 people tuned in. It's been 48 minutes. Okay. Well, let's try it out. This is the road less traveled. What I like about YouTube is the chat, and they added this little heart button. Do you guys want to try that out? Oh, thanks, Jedi. Somebody gave me coffee already. Cool. We're going to HTTP rock. Oh, yeah. People are hitting the hearts. See, that's my favorite thing about the new YouTube chat. Makes me feel good to see the hearts. Look at that. Somebody's like popping up hearts. I was like a Galaga expert, so I just go like I rocket those hearts up there. Rockfin.com/lifttheveil. We're about to leave. I'll pin it. I think I said what I need to say. I have no idea. I'm going to post a link on Rockfin to this StreamYard chat. You can join via thing. I'll talk to you and answer your questions. That's what's going to happen next. And we'll just see how it goes. Every day will be different. Number 1. See you guys over there. I just pinned it. http://rockfin.com/lifttheveil or http dlive.tv/lifttheveil, which is technically proficient enough to handle what I'm doing. Great. Thanks, guys. We'll see how it goes. And for YouTube, okay, for YouTube, that is what it is. Go over to Rockfin. I'll post a link to this thing. You can join me and ask me questions. That's what's going to happen next. Okay, and stream. See you guys.